Seems like everybody's got a price. Wonder how they sleep at night. When the tale comes first, truth comes second, just stop. Hey, why are you like that, man? They say it's big in the UK. I can't leave the country. Hey, well, this is for the May 12th fight. That's today. I'm running late. For the Ricky Burns, Joseph Laryea fight for the WBO Super Featherweight title. And what I'm going to do is break down both fighters and give my prediction afterward. All right. Starting out with Ricky Burns. He's 30-2, no draws, with 7 knockouts for a really low knockout percentage. He'll never be confused with Mike Tyson. But, this is his second defense of the title that he won off of Roman Martinez, who knocked him down in the first round, but he got up and, showed the heart and chin that he has, because, I mean, this wasn't the first time he's been knocked down. He was knocked down 3 times in a loss to, was it Johansson? I think it was Johansson. And, that was a very, very good win for him. He's, he's 5'10", so he's big for a super featherweight, and he's got the reach. He's got a very, very good jab. He fires it out. He is aggressive. He will, he's not like aggressive in a stalking way, but when he throws his punches and stuff like that, there's just an aggression there that he has. He can get a bit wild, which is why, he kind of got leveled there, and he is open for straight shots. He drops the right before he throws it. And what I mean by that is, he'll be up, but just before he drops the right hand, you can see the right hand drop, and then he fires it out, as opposed to firing straight out from here. You see what I mean? You see that? Boom, now I know he's throwing the right hand. Every time I see that drop, then I can just get my left hand up and protect, you know what I'm saying? I can roll with the punch or do whatever. Roll and come up over the top. But every time he throws that right hand, he drops and then he fires it out. Drops and he fires it out. Now that could be because he's pretty much always fighting guys that are shorter than him. But at the same time, that's a very bad habit, and you don't want to get into it. You want to fire your shots from here, and you don't want to let people know when you're throwing your punches. You don't want to give them any tips or any clues. Okay? He throws crisp combos, he gets in and he gets out. And this is because he doesn't have that power. He can land, he can hurt you because he throws multiple combos. But at the same time, there's not a lot of power behind him. So he might hit you with his 5-6 shots because he is an accurate puncher. But at the same time, it's not enough to get you out of there. It will hurt you. It'll put you in a bad situation. He's active. He moves, but he moves back a little bit too much for my liking because he goes straight back as opposed to around. He's good when he gets on the ropes because he gets off the ropes. And he's not an inside fighter. And what I mean by that is he's not a banger inside. But if somebody gets on him, boom, he's off of him really quick. If you're closing in on him and you're aggressive, you better watch it because he throws some massive uppercuts. He's nasty with him. He lands him on the button, and an uppercut's the most devastating punch in boxing, so it doesn't take a ton of power to knock you out. So if he lands one of those cleanly, you could go to sleep and wake up and be like, oh man, I'm the 8th dude to get knocked out by Ricky Burns in his 48th fight. Damn. You know what I'm saying? That kind of thing. Let's see. His lack of power hurts him because he can go to the body, and he does well going to the body. And when he goes to the body, a lot of times he can tend to fire up that uppercut as well, which I'd love to do. But the problem is when you're going against a pressure fighter and he's constantly getting on you or something like that, and he's pushing the pace, you can't really stay in there because you got to get in there to really work the body. You got to be close to get good body shots off, hooks and stuff like that. Holds a bit much when people are closing in on him. He has been deducted points in the past from it, and but like I said, he does land a lot of his shots. So, not a ton of experience against top-level fighters, but like I said, that win over Roman Martinez was a very, very solid win. Going over Joseph Laryea, he's 14-4, with 11 knockouts, so it's at a 61% knockout ratio. He's lost 2 of his last 5 fights, so it's not that impressive. The reason why he's basically getting the shot is because he got the upset over Appleby, and Appleby was completely set up to be fighting against Burns. It was a great matchup. Apparently they had fought, training partners in the past, sparring partners, all this stuff. They had a history, and it was building up to be a good one, but he got smacked around by Laryea. Laryea got him good. He's not a lot of experience with this guy. He's got 96 rounds. Good power, but that's mostly on paper, because when you look at his experience or his opponents, you'll see 6 of them that he fought out of his 18 fights were in their debut, their professional debut, and that's not good. When 30 of your fights are against people that have, that's their debut fight, and 7 of his fights were against opponents with losing records. In fact, he has 3 losses out of the 4 fights of the fighters. 4 of his losses, 3 of them came to fighters with winning records. Yeah, I think that's what I want to say. Yeah, he's beaten 1 dude with a winning record. 1 guy. And that was his last fight against Appleby. So, looking at that, yeah, that's not good. It's not good to see on paper ever. He got basically whitewashed in his last loss. And but let's look into him. I don't want to keep knocking him. He does have a high D at times. He's stalking with good head movement. He has a nice straight right hand, but he drops it every time he throws a power jab. And that jab is nice, and he fires it out there, and it's crisp and stuff. But every time he fires that jab, the right hand drops. The right hand is dropping when he's firing that jab. And that's not something you want to see. He's not as active because he has more of a stalking style, and he can get countered because he gets wild with his uppercuts and his hooks that are kind of, the uppercuts are kind of lunging, and when he throws them, he's really open with those, and the hooks he comes and he swings wide with them. He gets impatient a bit, and that's to be expected. He's not a lot of experience against good fighters at all. In fact, Appleby was probably one of the best fighters he's fought. Is that crickets, Eduardo? Anyway, looking at this, when you have both the fighters together, because and only because Ricky Burns doesn't have that knockout power, I'm expecting him to get this by unanimous decision. If he did knock him out, that would be shocking, because in his last 6 fights, he's only had 2 knockouts, which is 33%. Still not that good. So, unanimous decision by Ricky Burns. Hope you guys get this before the fight starts. And please comment, rate, subscribe. This is Bigragu. I'm out.